Over 80% of car buyers say a brand's reputation is the number one factor when choosing their next ride. But what if the brand you trust the most is actually one of the worst? Today, we're ranking every major car brand from worst to best, using real data from Consumer Reports, J.D. Power, and thousands of everyday drivers. We're talking reliability scores, resale value, owner satisfaction, the real story behind the badge. And here's the twist. One of the world's top-selling brands lands dead last. Yep, a name millions trust every year is quietly failing its drivers. If you want to avoid buying a rolling money pit, don't skip around. Watch this list in order, because the surprises hit hard all the way to number one. Let's kick things off at the very bottom, where bad reputations are earned the hard way. Taking the absolute bottom spot is Fiat, and honestly, it's not even close. Sure, these little cars might look stylish zipping through European streets, but in the US, they're a mechanical headache on wheels. Owners report engine problems, electrical glitches, and costly repairs happening way too early. Reliability scores are consistently at the bottom. Safety ratings aren't saving them either. And resale value, practically in free fall. You're not just buying a car, you're buying a money drain. But Fiat isn't alone down here. At number 24, it's Jeep, a brand famous for off-road fun, but infamous for terrible quality. Consumer Reports has kept Jeep near the bottom for years, and in 2024, it landed dead last out of 32 brands, scoring just 46. Wranglers and Renegades look tough, but step inside and you'll find loud cabins, rough rides, and endless trips to the mechanic. Even the fan favorites can't escape poor build quality. Tough looks don't matter when the check engine light is your dashboard's new best friend. And following close behind is Dodge. It's known for big engines and loud muscle, but that roar can't cover up weak reliability. Consumer Reports and J.D. Power both hit Dodge with low dependability scores, pointing to faulty electronics, engine problems, and brake issues. Even though models like the Charger and Challenger look like street beasts, they don't hold up over time. Fast doesn't always mean good. Sometimes it just means faster to the repair shop. Now, here's where things get painfully ironic. Land Rover markets itself as luxurious and rugged, but the numbers tell a different story. In 2024, Land Rover ranked 31st out of 32 brands, with an overall reliability score of just 45 out of 100. J.D. Power found 268 problems per 100 vehicles, far above the industry average. Owners complain about failing infotainment systems, electrical chaos, and engine issues that make these expensive SUVs spend more time in the shop than on the trail. And finally, rounding out the bottom 5 is Maserati. Proof that luxury doesn't always mean quality. Under the hood, these Italian machines are plagued with engine, brake, and electronics problems, with repair bills that can easily stretch into the thousands. Models like the Ghibli and Levante might look like they belong on a racetrack, but they break down more often than you'd ever expect. It's luxury without the peace of mind, and it's a brutal reminder that a shiny badge can't hide bad engineering. And believe it or not, the story doesn't get much better from here. The next set of brands includes some of the biggest names in the industry, struggling with problems that could cost you thousands. At number 19, we hit a name that used to mean bulletproof reliability, Nissan. This is the biggest shocker for many car fans. Coming from Japan, a country famous for engineering excellence, you'd expect Nissan to be near the top. Instead, it's on the brink of disappearing in some markets. Why? Cost-cutting and quality control that's fallen off a cliff. Models like the Altima and Rogue are plagued with CVT transmission failures, early engine wear, and owner satisfaction so low that only 2 out of 5 buyers say they'd purchase again. Nissan was once a powerhouse. Now it's a cautionary tale. Right behind Nissan is Kia, a brand that made huge strides in style and tech, but got burned by its engines. From 2011 to 2021, over 3 million Kias were recalled due to engine fire risks. That's not a typo. Popular models like the Optima, Sorento, and Sportage were all affected. On paper, Kia scores well in reliability, 4 out of 5 according to Consumer Reports. But those massive recalls drag it down hard. It's proof that a slick touchscreen can't cover for what's happening under the hood. Next is Infiniti, Nissan's luxury sibling. And unfortunately, it inherited all the problems and then some. J.D. Power gives Infiniti below average reliability, far behind Lexus and Acura. Transmission issues often appear by 60,000 miles, and Consumer Reports ranks it near the bottom for predicted dependability. Resale value? Brutal. Infiniti vehicles can lose 45% of their value in just 3 years. The Q50 and Q60 look sleek and powerful, but glitchy electronics and expensive repairs make this luxury brand feel more like a liability. Sliding in next is Chevrolet, the definition of hit or miss. Some models, like the Bolt EV, are surprisingly reliable, and the Silverado 1500 holds strong resale value if you avoid its infamous 8-speed transmission. But then you've got the Equinox and Trax, where engine and electrical issues show up early, and the Chevy Cruze, one of the worst compact cars of the last decade. Turbo failures, check engine lights, and endless shop visits make Chevy ownership a game of luck you don't want to play. And then comes Tesla, the most polarizing car brand on the planet. Love it or hate it, Tesla changed the auto industry. Lightning-fast acceleration, over-the-air updates, and futuristic designs are unmatched. But reliability? That's where things get messy. In 2024, Consumer Reports ranked Tesla 18th out of 32 brands for reliability. Owners report panel gaps, squeaky trim, and touchscreen bugs, problems that shouldn't happen on $60,000 plus cars. And if that's not enough, Tesla recently recalled 46,000 Cybertrucks for a sticking accelerator pedal. If you can live with quirks, Tesla's fine. But if you want peace of mind, you might want to keep scrolling up this list. Finally, rounding out this group is Volkswagen. VW is like that friend who's great fun at parties, but you'd never trust them with your wallet. The Golf GTI is still one of the best hot hatches ever made, and VW interiors are solid. But reliability? Not so much. Consumer Reports ranks VW 26th out of 32, thanks to electrical gremlins, DSG transmission hiccups, and timing chain tensioners that love to fail right after warranty. Oh, and let's not forget Dieselgate, a $30 billion scandal that shredded their reputation. VW delivers driving fun, but when it comes to ownership costs, expect surprises you won't enjoy. And here's where things get interesting. We've cleared the worst and the strugglers. From here on out, we're stepping into the middle of the pack. Brands that aren't terrible, but aren't top tier either. Kicking off the middle is Ford, the heartbeat of American car culture. The F-150 has been America's best-selling vehicle for over 40 years, and Ford's lineup is as recognizable as it gets. But here's the catch. High sales don't always mean high quality. The newer F-150's 10-speed automatic transmission is notorious for harsh shifts and hesitation. And the 2011 to 2014 Mustang V6 has a water pump flaw that can wipe out the engine. Don't forget the Focus and Fiesta power shift transmission disaster, jerky shifting, sudden failures, and a stack of lawsuits to match. To be fair, Ford still has its wins. The Bronco delivers legit off-road capability. The Maverick Hybrid pulls over 40 miles per gallon in the city, and the Ranger holds its own. But overall, Ford is a mixed bag. Not terrible, not great. Just sitting squarely in the middle, with some legends and some lemons. Next up is Mazda, a brand that quietly wins over car enthusiasts year after year. Mazda's known for sharp handling, clean interiors, and mechanical simplicity that just works. In 2024, Consumer Reports ranked it 14th in reliability, above average, and RepairPal lists an average annual repair cost of just $462, far below the $652 industry average. Models like the CX-5, Mazda 3, and CX-50 deliver that signature connected driving feel, proving you don't need flashy tech to build a great car. The only knocks? Some infotainment glitches and minor trim complaints on newer models. But overall, Mazda gives you peace of mind and driving fun, without the luxury price tag. It's the kind of brand that doesn't shout, it earns your trust quietly. And rounding out this group is Mercedes-Benz, the three-pointed star that screams, "I've made it." Owning a Mercedes is like dating a supermodel, gorgeous, thrilling, and incredibly expensive to keep happy. The S-Class feels like a private jet on wheels. AMG engines are pure adrenaline, but the reliability is a gamble. Air suspension failures can run $3,000. Plus, electrical gremlins pop up like clockwork, and even turbo leaks are common. The entry-level models like the CLA ride harsh, feel cramped, and don't live up to the badge. If you lease new and walk away before the warranty expires, Mercedes is a dream. But buying one used? You'd better have a great mechanic and an even better credit line. This is luxury with fine print attached. Cracking the top 10 is Acura, Honda's luxury cousin, the kid who gets good grades but never quite makes valedictorian. On paper, Acura nails the fundamentals: reliable Honda-built engines, smooth transmissions, and lower maintenance costs than most European luxury brands. Models like the RDX and MDX are dependable family haulers with lively turbo power, and long-term ownership costs are refreshingly reasonable. But here's the problem: where's the luxury? The interiors often feel a generation behind BMW and Lexus, the infotainment is clunky, and that touchpad system? It feels like trying to navigate a DVD menu from 2009. Acura also struggles with identity. The NSX was incredible but underappreciated, and the TLX Type S has the performance but not the prestige. Still, if you want luxury reliability without luxury headaches, Acura quietly delivers. It's the smart pick for buyers who value substance over flash. At number 9, we've got one of the biggest comeback stories in modern automotive history: Hyundai. Not too long ago, Hyundai was the brand people bought because it was cheap. Today, it's building some of the most well-rounded cars on the road. In 2024, Hyundai ranked 8th out of 32 in Consumer Reports reliability and 5th in maintenance and repair costs. That's serious progress. The Elantra, Sonata, and Tucson are praised for value, efficiency, and their unbeatable 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Yes, some older engines had major recalls due to fire risks, but Hyundai has steadily cleaned up its act, improving safety and quality year after year. Hyundai isn't just a budget option anymore. It's become a legit smart buy, punching way above its weight. And at number 8, we hit Audi, the brand that perfectly blends style, performance, and tech, with just enough quirks to keep things interesting. Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system is legendary. Snow, rain, gravel, doesn't matter. These cars stick to the road like glue. The interiors? Gorgeous. Impeccable materials, clean layouts, and tech that, for once, actually works. And when it comes to performance, the RS models are straight up magic. But it's not all perfect. Audi's obsession with tech means more things to break. Older models are infamous for timing chain tensioner failures and random electrical glitches that lead to expensive repairs. The good news? In recent years, Audi has quietly become more reliable than BMW and Mercedes, which is shocking to a lot of luxury buyers. If you want European performance without total financial ruin, Audi might just be your sweet spot, especially if you lease. And this is where the competition starts heating up. The brands ahead aren't just good, they're power players. Legendary performance, rock-solid reliability, and some shocking underdogs are waiting in spots 7 through 5, including one luxury brand that might surprise you. At number 7, we've got the driving machine itself, BMW. For years, BMW has been America's best-selling luxury brand, and for good reason. When it comes to road feel, performance, and engineering, BMW is in a league of its own. Consumer Reports ranks at number 2 overall, with a road test score of 89, the highest of any brand. Models like the M3, M5, and X5 aren't just cars. They're weapons on wheels, designed to make every drive feel like a track day. But brilliance has a price, and it's a big one. BMW's complex engineering means that when something breaks, it really breaks. Cooling system failures, leaky gaskets, and the infamous rod bearing issues can turn a dream car into a nightmare. And don't even get us started on iDrive updates that brick the infotainment system. And here's a PSA: if you see a used 7 Series for a suspiciously low price, run. That's not a deal, that's a financial cry for help. BMW gives you thrills, but ownership is not for the faint of wallet. Sliding in at number 6 is Porsche, the brand that proves Germans can build cars that are both thrilling and reliable. The 911 remains a masterpiece of automotive engineering. The Taycan is redefining electric performance. Even the Macan SUV drives like a sports car. But here's the real kicker. Consumer Reports ranks Porsche in the top 3 for reliability, beating every other luxury brand. That's right, this high-performance marque is actually more dependable than most family sedans. Of course, perfection comes at a cost. Porsche's options list is famously ridiculous. Want paint that isn't white? That's $5,000. A leather key fob? $600. And while reliability is excellent, maintenance costs still hit hard. Expect a $400 plus oil change at the dealer. If you can afford it, Porsche gives you the rare mix of driving bliss and solid engineering. Just be ready to pay for the privilege. And now for the curveball. Buick lands at number 5. Yeah, Buick. The brand your grandpa loved just quietly outranked Mercedes, Audi, and BMW in reliability. J.D. Power ranks Buick number 3 in dependability, and Consumer Reports backs it up. Models like the Enclave and Encore GX deliver plush comfort, quiet cabins, and surprisingly solid reliability. Here's the wild part. Buick has managed this comeback while staying completely under the radar. It's the anti-flash brand. No clout, no hype, just dependable cruising. But it has a big problem. No one cares. The average buyer is 67, and the badge still screams early bird special. Even the futuristic Wildcat EV concept couldn't shake that image. So, if you're after luxury-adjacent comfort without luxury drama, Buick might be the smartest sleeper pick in the entire list. And now the moment car enthusiasts live for, the final 4. From here on out, we're talking about brands that almost never let you down. These are the legends, the names that dominate reliability charts and win over generations of drivers. And trust me, the top spot won't surprise you, but the one right before it just might. Starting off the final 4 is Honda, the brand that proves boring can be brilliant. Honda doesn't rely on flashy tech or over-the-top luxury. What it delivers is engines that refuse to die, efficient drivetrains, and vehicles that just keep going. The Civic and Accord have legendary reputations for a reason: smooth, efficient, and practically bomb-proof. The CR-V is Toyota's only real rival in the small SUV space, and the Pilot is basically a minivan in disguise, minus the embarrassment. Sure, Honda has had its stumbles. The 1.5-liter turbo found in some Civics and CR-Vs suffered from oil dilution issues, and their infotainment systems often feel like they were designed in the Stone Age. But here's the difference. When Honda makes mistakes, it fixes them fast. Both Consumer Reports and J.D. Power consistently rank Honda near the top in reliability and customer satisfaction. If you want a car that's still running strong in 2045, Honda is a name you can count on. Sliding into the bronze medal position is Lexus, Toyota's luxury arm and the undisputed king of quiet dependability. Lexus doesn't chase trends, it perfects what works. Smooth, whisper-quiet cabins, check bulletproof engines and transmissions, double-check. Consumer Reports and J.D. Power routinely rank Lexus among the very top brands year after year. In 2023, J.D. Power crowned Lexus #1 in vehicle dependability, and RepairPal estimates average annual repair costs around $551. That's better than most economy cars. Models like the RX and ES are famous for sailing past 200,000 miles with basic maintenance, and even their hybrids have rock-solid reliability. Some critics say Lexus plays it too safe with design, but that's exactly why owners love it. No weird gimmicks, no drama, just effortless ownership. If your goal is stress-free luxury that lasts decades, Lexus is in a league of its own. Taking the silver spot is Subaru, the brand that quietly took down everyone, including Toyota, in Consumer Reports' 2024 overall rankings. With a score of 79 out of 100, Subaru came out on top thanks to standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, top-tier safety, and remarkable resale value. The Outback and Forester are like Volvos in flannel shirts, practical, rugged, and unshakably loyal. Rain, snow, dirt roads, Subaru eats it up. They're not perfect. The CVT transmission drones like a Board B, and the WRX will introduce you to your gas station attendant on a first-name basis. But here's the thing. Used Subarus hold their value like gold. Try finding a clean Outback under $20,000. Good luck. Subaru has carved out a unique niche. Go anywhere dependability with a loyal following that borders on cult status. And finally, sitting at the top, no surprises here, is Toyota. The gold standard, the king of consistency. Toyota doesn't just lead reliability rankings, it rewrites the rulebook. The Corolla is the best-selling car in history. The Camry is so dependable, it might as well be public infrastructure. The Tacoma and 4Runner outlive everything else in their class, and the Land Cruiser has legendary status around the world. Consumer Reports once again crowned Toyota #1 in reliability.
While small and stylish,
with models
these
like
cars
the Prius
fall short
and RAV4
when it comes to long-term
Hybrid,
quality.
scoring
In the
near-perfect
US,
marks.
resale value
Even
is
Toyota's
also
worst
weak.
models
That means
still beat
you
most
lose money
competitors'
fast.
best efforts.
But Fiat isn't
Are
the
Toyotas
only one
exciting?
with major
Not really.
problems. Consumer
But when the
Reports
apocalypse
has
hits,
ranked
you'll
cheap
want
at
two
the very
things:
bottom for years.
canned beans and a
Out
Toyota
of 32
Hilux.
car brands,
Because while
Jeep
other cars
came in
die,
dead
Toyotas
last
just keep
with a
aging
score
like
of
fine wine.
46. That's
And there
bad.
you have it.
It also
Every
scored
major
the worst
car
in
brand
road
ranked
tests,
from worst to
reliability,
best,
and
using
owner
real
satisfaction. The biggest
marketing
troublemakers
fluff.
are the Wrangler
From
and the
Fiat at
now
the bottom to
discontinued
Toyota
Renegade.
reigning supreme.
Drivers report loud
This list
cabin,
shows that
rough
reputation
rides,
doesn't always
and
match
constant
reality.
repairs.
Some of
Even
the
the
flashiest
popular
names
models
are
can't
quietly
escape
failing
poor
drivers,
build quality.
while a few
Sure,
unexpected
Jeeps look
underdogs
tough,
are climbing
but
higher
looks don't
than
last
anyone
when your
saw
check
coming.
engine light keeps flashing.
But here's the twist
and it
most
doesn't
people
get
miss.
much better from there.
There's a group
But
of 13
strong
car
engines
brands
can't
that are on the
hide
brink
weak
of
reliability.
extinction.
Dodge
Not
has
just
had
losing
serious
rankings,
trouble with
but
quality
fighting to
control.
survive.
Consumer
And some of them
Reports and
are household
J.D.
names.
Power both show
If you
low
want to see
scores
which
in
brands might
dependability.
disappear next,
Common
hit that
problems
subscribe
include
button
faulty
and check out the
electronics,
next video.
engine issues,
because
and
once you
poor
see the
brakes.
list, you'll never
Dodge
look
also
at
ranks
dealership
low
ads
in
the same
owner
way again.
satisfaction.